Feel the
I'll
need
fuck around
for
everyone.
speed.
The need for speed.
Let me do that.
What episode? This is 9. Episode 9. We're gonna hit double digits next week. Welcome.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the big.
Jeez.
Are you gonna be on camera, Stu? Are you
Yeah,
incognito?
my camera's on. I turned my camera on. What the fuck?
No.
Right.
Nope.
Right.
No.
Negative.
Oh, here comes.
Negative.
You're coming in. Transmission received. Stu is in.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Look at that t-shirt.
Explain
What the fuck is that?
explain
Is that
the shirt.
Flash?
Hold on.
What is
Stop
that?
the show. Explain the shirt. What's going on here? This is
You know,
Guardians of the Galaxy or something. What is it?
you know who that is? Oh my god.
The Flash,
Okay.
I guess, or
Yeah, the Flash.
okay.
Flash? Oh, I was right.
Here, let me go
Wow.
get. I need to go get my phone. Oh, here we
Okay.
go.
Wow, I
Fucking
didn't
sound
even
effects.
see you move. I'm not a big superhero guy, so yeah, I
You're
don't.
not?
No.
You're not a Marvel guy? Captain America is my favorite.
No, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. Beyond
Oh, yeah.
that, it's like yeah, not really into it. Can't keep up with it anymore. Anyway, yeah.
It's
It's all
slowing
well,
down.
so the movies are all trash anyway.
Lately, it seems
I
like
thought
they've become
Guardian-
trash. So updates, real quick. Scott, Quackman.
No updates.
Are we gonna play Lafayette
Just
this
work.
weekend?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Let's plan on it. I don't know what day, but let's plan on
Okay.
it. Instead, I think you dropped the bomb on me like Saturday afternoon. Like, bro, are we playing tomorrow? I'm like, my niece is here,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm free this weekend.
I had
so.
to go. Yeah, I had to work Friday. I had to go shopping Saturday, and yeah.
Cool.
Sunday was about the only day.
Stu, updates. Lay it on us.
No ASL updates, but Star Leader is on the board.
We played.
We played a couple turns.
Play
turn
tested.
and a half, or yeah.
Yeah, something like that. What did you think? I don't know if it's enough to get an impression, but
I think we had some suggestions, and I think that's a start. I guess it's part of the playtesting deal. Your artwork is far beyond what it's just better. It's better to look at. It makes it different from.
I'm not going to show it here, but
yeah.
We were looking at it before.
It's something simple. I mean, I don't know how much time you put in, but it's just, the idea of not using the same shit that ASL uses. It's got to be different to make sure that it becomes visually appealing. Like when counters are the same color as the base color of the dirt around, it's difficult
That's
to
a
see
problem.
them.
Yeah.
And so they have to pop off the screen and little things like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like it. I like their little gameplay and not having to worry about leaders.
I'll do a quick preview.
Yep.
Ready? Real quick. Oh, no, that's not it. No, I can't do it. Sorry.
That's all good. It's all good.
I'll show it later. It's not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna play after this recording.
so.
We're gonna play.
Yeah, I
try to
hope so.
squeeze in a turn or something. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have no update other than, we started a play test of scenario 1 on Vassal. We have a Vassal module, and I fiddled with some new counter designs, trying to make them more colorful, sci-fi, and pop a little more on the board because, like Stu said, one of the nationality colors or faction colors is the exact same color as open ground, and the counters can easily get lost on the map, at least for me. So, okay, let's start the show. Uh-oh, Stu, do we have your
Do we
voice?
lose Stu?
Okay, I saw your lips move, but I didn't hear anything. But you're good. All right. Let's shuffle this. Oh, I'm in the wrong screen. I need to pop this bad boy out.
Uh-oh.
Pop it out. Full screen. Okay. It's gonna screw up the video, but what else is new? Okay. Ugas
You
to
need a Three
start.
Stooges. You need a Three Stooges sound effect.
Stu.
Neal,
Stu again.
Neal.
No, not even close.
You're like 10% of the screen. That's bullshit.
Well, yours will go down because you went. Actually, you went
Okay.
first last didn't you, or
Mm,
did I again?
no, Stu chooses. I got a Stu choose last time.
Oh, yeah. I started, but it was Stu chooses. Okay.
Right, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, now your wedge will go down a little bit.
My wedgie.
Wedge, okay.
Wedgie.
So Stu goes first. What we got here.
Stu choose, and I go first.
Spin.
Oh yeah,
Go.
Neal's a little bit bigger on this one.
Go. Yeah, I'm getting big.
Chunk it. Oh, there
What?
we go.
Okay.
Slow play is self-destructive.
Slow
Ugh.
play is self-destructive, and Stu gets to go first. We probably talked about this a little bit here and there. Whoa, hold on. Timer time. The timer is going. Stu. No, the timer's not going. Start.
Okay. First impressions on slow play being self-destructive. Now, there's a difference between slow play and thinking about your turns. It's kind of part of AP, but I think I'm going to start from the new player perspective.
Wait, you said
Um,
AP?
Analysis paralysis.
Oh, okay.
There's a
You're
difference
already,
between analysis
yeah.
paralysis and just being slow.
We talked about that
Yeah.
one. I didn't know you were going to be dropping acronyms on us. Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, my bad. Oh, it's ASL. I mean, come on now. Yeah. You know, the BCP and the FRR and the
Okay, go ahead.
but slow play. I think the reason why slow play. I'm going to go let's go from an intermediate to an advanced player. That's my perspective. You guys could check on the new. Otherwise, I don't take up the time. So if I were to slow play a game, we're slow playing in a game. The issues behind that are I should know what the hell I'm doing. You know, I should be familiar with what rules are on the scenario. I should be prepared for the scenario. I have to do my essentially basic homework. That's where I'm going. The reason why I think I might be slow playing, and I don't read the scenario card, so I'm like setting up, and then what's the VC on this? And you know, if we're like our playtest yesterday, it's like I kind of didn't look at the scenario card until after we got started, and it was like 45 minutes later we
There's not
actually
much
started
to
moving
the
pieces.
scenario card anyway.
Yeah, but
Other than the
so
victory conditions. Go ahead.
right, so being ill prepared should cause you to slow play. Now, some people don't look at this VC. I've seen this at tournaments. They don't look at this VC until like turn 5 of a turn 7 scenario. It's like, oh, what a VC? It's like, oh, wait, what? Your ass should have been looking at that an hour before the game started.
Yeah.
And so what happens is the slow play being self-destructive is in terms self-destructive. I'm not sure in what relativity, but maybe self-destructive in learning the game, maybe. Is that again, if you prep for a game, and I do that in a lot of my videos, that's my solo videos. I dissect the scenario card, and that's, in my opinion, that's what I do. I look at the scenario card, I read the VC about 50 times, and see how the SSRs and the map setup and the OB applies to the VC. And if you don't know that, right? The problem is while let's say you've got your scenario, it's a fairly simple one. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you set up, and let's say you set up defensively poorly, or your attack is organized poorly, right? Why is it organized poorly? Well, because you either your slow play in determining what you have to do is not there. So your knowledge of how the scenario should go might be lacking, and which causes indecisions like, oh shit, do I need to go over here now? Do I need? And you know, I've experienced some players that take about a half an hour to figure out how they're going to move all their units that whole turn. They look down the map, and it's silence for like a half an hour, and then they start moving somebody, and then you fucking vaporize them, like, and then their whole plan stops, and now they gotta, shit, now what do I do? Sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, have a semblance of a plan. I want to get 1 to 4 squads over here. I want 1 to 3 squads over here. I want my tanks hopefully to be in this sort of position. Because you're always going to I always short my tanks MP, and I always never make it to my destination where I think they should be able to go. So that kind of screws me over. But you can't expect everything to go 100%. So say, I'm going to go here. It's like you did last night, right? You said, okay, we got my platoon here, and let's go. Boom. And they just fucking came on the board. There was no delay. Right. So me, I was the opposite. I had a guy over here. Am I going to bring him on here? Am I going to bring him on there? So I had more indecision, and it slowed our turn up a little bit. So just pick a decision. I want to get to that building. Then move your troops to that building as best you can. Either smoke, this, that, or the other, and be done with it. And that way, you won't be hemming and hawing around to speed up play, and your partner on the opposite end is just falling asleep. So that's my first impression. Maybe I can build something after that. What do you guys think?
Scott, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm pretty guilty of slow play from time to time. Like,
we're masters at it.
Yeah, we're masters. Mine is all mine is all due to AP. I'll steal the acronym.
Armor piercing.
But yeah, I actually think it's actually worse because we play on Vassal, because I'm getting so paranoid of the Vassal dice spot.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't be afraid of it.
I am. I mean, because I just know, like, well, if I just do this, but then I'm going to get vaporized, or I know I'm going to roll like shit. I'm not going to make I can't make a morale check. Playing using the dice spot, it's like you can never make a morale check hardly, and it's just, I don't know. I know what I want to do. I know what I need to do. I know what I want to do, but I lock up sometimes, and then I get.
You need some therapy. Go to therapy.
I do.
I felt that way in our play test. It's like, am I going to move in? But the fucking dice bot's going to come up with the 3. I feel him. I feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Scott and I are. I don't know if we're the slowest players ever, but we don't go to the level that you described, Stu, where we stare at the map for 30 minutes and then figure out a full plan for all of our units. It's more like, okay, let me think. Okay, I'm going to move this guy first, right? And then you move him, and then you think, okay, you take it in steps. But we're pretty methodical. Maybe we're average. Sometimes I feel like we're really slow, and we tell ourselves we need to speed it up a lot. I don't know if we ever do.
I think a lot of that too is we're making sure we're getting the rules right. We'll spend time looking through the rules, but yeah, AP, the AP comes into it.
It's a combination. AP leads to slow play, leads to self-destructive. Now, the self-destructive part, what does that mean? Is there a connection between slow play and self-destructive, meaning
losing?
Yeah, things are going poorly for you, or
I think
it makes you're not learning the game, or you're not learning to think, be tactically agile.
Yeah, I think that's
something
what
like that.
It's focused on, is that I think a lot of guys I hear say, well, play as fast as you can, and then you'll find out what you're doing wrong later. And I'm not 100% on board with that. I think you need to kind of know what the fuck you want to get done, and then go for it. And then the problem is, if it's slow play, it could still be successful, and so that's technically not self-destructive. You're just still slow. So I mean, you might consider, typically in an OB you might have like an HMG, like a machine gun tank, or some other like a artillery piece, something like that. It's like, think of it as like a movie. There's like the leading actor, the supporting actor, and then the main bad guy, what antagonist, right? So you've got 3 things to focus. So you should probably have 3 major things to focus on in your OB, and then everybody else around that's the supporting characters. So if you have a 10-2 leader or 9-2 leader, he's got the HMG, right? He's the hero with one of the supporting actors, and then he might have 1 or 2 squads with him. Those are just the extras. And if you blast one, then you kind of just throw another one in there instead of, overthinking a lot of stuff. So focus on 3 major things that you want to maintain in the game, and then go from there. Like not, but me, my 9-2 leaders, I don't expect anything out of them. I usually misplay them, put them on big stack, and my enemy just runs away. So I lose the essentially functionality of my support weapons because he's just skulking all game, and he's ineffective. And so I focus on my other units and essentially using my 9-2 as a bait. You know, I'll run that some bitch out in the open because I know he's going to draw fire.
You would run.
like,
Wait. You would run a 9-2 out in the
Jeez.
open? I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'll take a 6-1 all day with a 9-2. Like I'll run him through like orchards or wheats, because I know you're going to fire on him. And if you fire on him, you're first fired. And if he's closer to you, then guess what? My squads that I need to move, and the 8-1 that needs to move with the medium or mortar or whatever, gets to get to his destination. That's what I need.
Eeh.
Because like I said, I misplay them so often. I mean, technically it's part of it, but me, my 9-2 shots at 12 plus 0, I'm rolling 10s all the time. So it's going to be a shit ass shot anyway.
But would you run them out in like a 2-1 shot?
Oh, all day.
That would be
All
my
day.
worst fear.
Yeah, those are scary shots. I'm not worried
2
about
residual
8-1.
dead.
Yeah, because residual firepower, 8-1, you roll 7, 6, 1, 2 morale check. Okay, I need a 7 pins. Okay, big deal. And then he just, he goes on after that. But he's drawing the fire. He's one of the few units that's going to be able to survive that fire, right? Most of the time unscathed. It's like, when I look at a fanatic 8 morale unit, right? It's like, why am I going to fire on that guy? I need tons of firepower. I need to waste so much firepower to get that 1 morale check on him that he's probably going to pass. I'd rather fire on 3 other 7 morale units and try to get them with 1 morale checks. And
So, how does playing a real game affect how fast you play versus? See, I play playtest different than like a competitive scenario where you want to, it's a real scenario and you want to win. When a playtest, it's like you don't really give a shit if you win or not. You're just kind of playing.
right. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, it's a big difference. Like I say, it doesn't really matter as much. So
Yeah, I tend to let it. I take way more risks playtesting a scenario than playing an actual competitive type of scenario. Feels a little liberating sometimes. It's just like whatever happens happens. I don't care.
It's funny as you say, because you take fewer risks in a real game, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm starting to discover after forever, my dog's fucking barking her head off outside. I don't know if you guys can hear her. Sorry.
no.
But I feel again sort of like the 9-2 or 9-1 leader, something like that. 9-2 might be a stretch, but the 9-1 leader. Hold on. What do you guys bark at? So 9-1, is it a risk? Is it 2-1, 4-1? Hey, something's making him go eat shit. Be quiet. Come here. So like with the 9-1, he's most likely going to survive any attack. Obviously 16-2, he's going to vaporize everything. But the 9-1 is going to draw that attack, right? Like I was waiting for your 9-1 leader to move, but all my guys had already fired. It's like that's the last guy you're going to move. And if I'm waiting for that guy, then the rest of your guys can move freely because I'm going to wait for my chicken to come to score my chicken. And if it doesn't, I was playing one guy that I knew exactly what he was waiting for. He's waiting for my 9-1 or 9-2, who are my big time leader, to move so he could like blast him. It's like, so I moved all my other guys literally across the street in front, in positions where I wanted them to be, knowing that he's not going to fire until my 9-1 sticks his dick out. And my 9-1 just went left and never came into his never came into his view. So my guys got across the chicken across the road safely. So, and
So
that's
how do you balance slow conservative play with fast risky play? Maybe not everyone who plays fast is playing risky. Really, really good players. Maybe they've
Right.
adapted to it. But for us mortals, how do you? Where's the line between slow conservative, which just sometimes feels too slow, and fast risky, where you're just letting it all hang out and just bad things can happen? I don't know. How do you find that balance?
Oh, what?
Either of you?
What do you think, Scott?
There's maybe it's a personal thing, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll think about.
Yeah, I know. I just, like I said, I'm just paranoid all the time of like, well, like in the playtest we were doing last time we played, I had to cross some open ground, and I got a pretty good smoke exponent, right? A 3, so 50-50 chance. It's like I know I'm not going to roll a 3 or less. I'm probably going to roll a 6, and then
Self-defeatism.
yeah. But then, and then you got a heavy machine gun with a 9-1. So it's like, do I want to take a 6-3? And then, well, what am I going to do when he breaks? Because I know he's going to break. Then what do I do? And it's just,
And that's
like
again,
I said, we try to play fast. It's just, I don't know, sometimes I just get locked up, and then finally I just have to say fuck it, and I just do it. And whatever happens, happens. But
And then usually what happens then usually?
I usually make it.
Yeah, everything's fine. Or
Everything's fine.
or what things would happen like they would normally, whether you play slow and conservative or fast and risky.
Right.
At the end of the game, it
Yeah.
kind of evens out, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter in the long run. Yeah.
Except for those damn
It's
small
all
scenarios.
mental. It's meant. Yeah, it's mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stu's the dog whisperer.
yeah, they're crazy. So you know,
Get the
you know
dogs
what
on
I?
camera. Bring the dogs
Yeah.
in.
Oh my
Who let the
god.
dogs in?
Let's see. Let's
Who let the dogs
see the
in?
pupper.
Oh, they're about 25, 30 pounds.
Oh,
so
they're
it's hard to pick
they're
up
big
in one
dogs.
arm. But I'll get him in a second. But what I found out in again yeah, especially if you have a whole lot of units, I got to be honest with you that the slow play shouldn't be as bad, and if you have fewer units,
Right.
slow play wouldn't be as bad because you only have a couple guys to move. But
Yeah.
and the biggest thing, and I think the biggest thing that I could tie into it, and what I incorporated into my game that I had a bunch of units. My defender was sitting up on a hill, ready to pick my guys off that were crossing open, freaking what are they? Rice paddies, right? So if you go in a rice paddy, you got to go in, out, in, out, in. Spend tons of movement factors, right? You're moving the open anyway. And again, evaluate what you have. I think I had 8 morale units for most of them, about half of them 8 morale units. So I just jumped on the bank and rushed the closest guy to him and just rushed him where I wanted him to go. And if he made it, fine. If not, I expected him to break. But again, the key is expecting your units to break and break in spots where you need them. Well, not necessarily need them to break, but to be broken in spots where it doesn't really hurt you. And again, this is kind of like gaming the game where a lot of times I've mentioned this before where sometimes it's better to break in the open ground hex next to the enemy versus the stone building next to the enemy because the stone building might be in such a position that you can't route out of it and you're adjacent to him. Whereas the open ground one, there might be like a wheat field next to you that you can get back across the road or something like that. So even though the terrain's shittier, hopefully you'll get some cover for it, but sometimes you just got to take it. Then, you got to go there first. And so as long as you start seeing spots where you can advance your guys up, and so, okay, I could break anywhere on this half of the board, but if I break on this part of the stream, that means all the locations I can route to have to be on the other side of the stream because you have to go in the stream, then out, which is 5 movement factors. So it's closest cover MF. And you could be screwed. I saw a couple games where you could totally be screwed that way. So, if I could run over here with everybody, and then like if half of them break, okay, now since nobody's really kind of ahead of me or to the left or whatever like that, I could route them that general direction, which pushes me up further. away from the enemy or maybe towards my objective or something like that. And as long as you can foresee that, like, then the slow play will start to be alleviated or eliminated because everyone's worried about the guys breaking, right? So, oh my God, what am I going to have my break? Well, who is it? My turn? Can he move over there? Is he going to move over there? I mean, essentially, can your guys break safely? And once you realize that you guys are just fine and dandy to break safely, because if they route where you see that they can route to, right? The routing phase doesn't start in the beginning in the route phase; it starts in the movement phase. So you need to start thinking of the route phase in the movement phase, and your play will speed up because you won't be as hesitant to moving units because it's like, oh, okay, I'll move him up 2 hexes. He gets broken. He'll go 2 hexes over here to make it to this 9-1 leader that I haven't moved yet, or move your leaders last so they can move to where their units can route to. And then he's not going to attack me because I have other units to defend my broken units. And then their DMs will be gone. And then I need like 8s or 9s, depending on what your morale level is, to rally, assuming there's 7 morale units. And then I'm good to go. You might miss 1 or 2. Say you got 4 broken units. Let's say you get half them back. At least 2 guys are coming back, and then the other 2 guys will come back in his turn. So your DM will be gone on your turn. And once you kind of layer that sort of facet of when my guys can rally without DM status, run them forward, and you'll say, hey, and even the 7-0s, that's where the 7-0s come involved. Even the 6+1s, for that matter. If you're in rally terrain, it's even, right? You're +1 versus the terrain bonus. With no DM on it, you need a 7 or better for most units, unless they're half squads.
And that's a skill. Now that you bring this up, I think that's a skill into our mindset that all players, but especially new players, well, including myself, even probably is. And we've talked about this before. ASL is a morale game, right?
Yeah,
it's the whole thing. The whole thing is about morale and breaking. It's not about KIAs. It's morale management, and routing. And I think if players, including myself, like I said, can better understand and think about breaking and routing during the movement phase to set that up better, like you were just going over, that would get rid of that slow play part. It would help them speed it up because you have to accept that during a scenario, depending on the size, a certain percentage of your guys are going to break through the game. It's just, that's the mechanics of ASL. It's going to happen. So 90%. You just have to accept it. And if you can set it up properly, maybe your slow play will speed up and you won't get AP, as you guys like to say, analysis paralysis.
Because what's the slowest part of the game? What's the longest part of the game? Movement. Yeah,
and defensive fire. Yeah.
That's the whole game. The rest of the game is boom, nothing.
It's maintenance, pretty much.
Yeah. So, but like you say, it you have to understand routing, which I do a little bit, and then you have to sort of alleviate the fear that it's okay to break, as long as you know where you're going to. As long as you know where you're going to, and
that's easy to say and talk about. It's harder to do when you're actually in the heat of the battle.
Well, but again, that's part of preparation, right?
At least for me, right?
Yeah. Because a lot of times I'll find my units in a position where it's like, I want to move them forward. I want to go this hex, but if I go there, I'm fucked because I can't jump over the hedge and go into the adjacent hex into the building because this location over here is down a path, which is one movement factor. So I have to go to the right instead of the left. And so I really can't go into that spot. And so it will delay me having to move behind the hedge thing. And, theoretically, if you're routing properly, a lot of route situations are really, really strange. I don't know where I came up with one, but, and that's a tough part of the game is visualizing that. And, you've got a million other things to worry about, but how do you lose units? What's the easiest way to lose units? surround the son of a bitch, make him surrender or FTR. If you know quarter.
Yep.
That's how you eliminate units. And routing is how those units get into fucked up positions. Low crawl. When I see people say, "Oh, you want to route? I'll just low crawl away. You won't be interdicted." Well, what's your morale for one thing? And if you low crawl away, will that do anything? If your enemy's moving, if you're on the defense, low crawling away is not going to do a damn bit of good. If you're on the attack, it might do good because theoretically your opponent's not going to counterattack and move forward to surround that unit. He might shoot at him again, but if the guy's in the open with no modifiers, an Italian half squad is going to, first of all, he's going to DM him with a 1+0 because he's got nothing else to do. And then you're not going to rally him anyway. So at that point, you might need to, especially since the last scenarios are 6 to 7 turns, you probably don't have the time. I think most scenarios are probably designed for maybe a 2-turn hiatus or firefight before you really got to get to go where you need to go. And low crawling him, I mean, if he's back a turn or phase earlier, because once he gets DM'd again, right, then the timing of him coming back is critical. And if that's all part of the route phase and rallying, and
I've noticed. I've noticed that a lot of our discussions over all these episodes, they're all they become intermingled, right? So this discussion reminds me of Scott, the very first episode where Scott picked leadership, right? I think that was the first episode.
Yeah.
And
that was a good one.
And I think a lot of players, getting back to speeding up play and setting up your units to route and recover quicker. A lot of players, including myself, like to take that leader and stack them with 1 or 2 units so they can get the movement factor bonus so they can push just a little bit further. When in reality, they should probably be doing what you talk about. Say, regardless of their leadership modifier, perhaps, especially when you're on the attack, on the offensive, move them last, see where your other units end up, see if something breaks during first fire, and then take those leaders and do what you need to do to, figuring out where that broken unit's going to route, meet them there so they can get them back on their feet quicker, and your guys can recover and you can speed up your play. It kind of leads back to Scott's initial leadership topic.
Yeah, like you said, squad leader. That's the whole game is morale and leaders getting to do what they need to do. And what the best part about that is with minus, like everyone professes that -1 leaders are probably best for rally, and I agree with that 100%. At that point, use your 6-1s, your 7-0s, your 8-0s as those guys that are shoving guys forward. They'll draw fire, and then maybe your 7-0 behind that. Move your 7-0 first. Maybe he'll draw fire, so your 8-0 can move back around here. Because if your 7-0 breaks, the other guys will probably ignore him anyway. So he's the safest guy to move first in terms of busting ass. But like I said, that same scenario where I didn't care if my guys broke, I left my leaders were literally by themselves, and I just CX'd everybody because that I could. It's just essentially movement.
But I hate CXing as well. It's kind of a catch-22.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But in that one, I did exactly like you said. Where they broke, I knew kind of where they would go to. Like, I'm going to go do this woods hex 2 hex away. And then my leader just double timed to a position where he could advance in that location because the CX leader doesn't affect rallying.
Right.
And I was just hop, skipping, and jumping forward. And that's huge. And obviously, a new player's not going to learn how to do that. But the problem I see is, with a lot of the route questions I'll pose online or pose somewhere, half the guys will understand the concept, and the other half the guys of all skill levels will not understand the proper route procedure for that. And because of that, if you've got some guys that know how to route properly or don't know how to route properly, and they're trying to get the slow player to get better, their concepts might be tough. Again, it's onto the better player to be able to properly convey little tricks to speed up your play. Oh, don't worry. It's the number one thing is what? When I'm firing to hit. Do I add up all the modifiers? No, a lot of guys have evolved to the point, just roll the freaking dice. If I roll like a 3, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
If I roll like a 7, I'm going to miss.
So
you're in a building, I'm going to miss.
we need to plug our routing article we wrote.
And,
basically, I mean, we've been talking about routing because routing is always a hot topic, but
yeah,
I think there was like 12 examples, something like that.
a lot of them. Detailed examples.
They're all SK based, but they follow the route mechanics, and there were all kinds of weird situations, and there's some AFVs in there.
Yep.
If you're struggling with routing, go run through all those examples, and if you're get a little confused, post on one of the sites, and one of us will probably see it, and we can maybe try to answer it better if it's not in the little section for each route path. But yeah, check out the article. It's pretty cool for basic routing mechanics.
There's 2 of them, right? There's like the basic routing, and then there's our examples, well, primarily your examples, and then there's always the route, the comprehensive route in the rule book.
Oh, in the full rule book, yeah.
Yeah.
The full rule book ASL rule book has a big comprehensive. SK never had one, and this is kind of that version of that, I guess.
Right. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
And so just read through that, whether you're SK player, you go through the basic training. If you're ASL player, go through that, or there are most of the route questions are pretty straightforward, going by what the limitations are, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
that 30 minutes went way faster than I thought.
That's crazy.
I thought we might run out of steam in 15 minutes, but we kept going, and it devolved into route again. Every topic, not every topic, but
But everyone's afraid of their people getting broken. It's like, I don't want to break, so I'm not going to move. And
Well, yeah, it goes back to the the thesis that ASL is a morale management, route management game.
100%.
Yeah.
And sleeves freezing.
We'll save that. We'll save that for another day. Okay, let's wrap it up. Scott, do you have any final thoughts on slow play is self-destructive?
Is it self-destructive? Not necessarily. I mean,
Yeah.
it depends on what's causing your slow play, but I blame slow play on you because I'm continually I'm continually trying to come up with some new way. I mean, it's almost like you're reading my mind. You know exactly what I'm going to do.
It's a trap.
So, exactly. But yeah.
That's because we've been playing for so long. We know each other's tricks, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any tricks you can do.
One of the keys to the game, is drawing fire, and so I know, I'm trying to draw your fire, but you're hip to me, and it's like, well, fuck, now what do I do? And it's like, shit.
Yeah. But every time I play, I tell myself to play faster, and I think every time I ignore myself. So I don't know what to do. I try. I'm cognizant of it, and when I self-realize that, I am really bogging things down, I do make an effort to try to play faster. So at least that's the first step, being self-aware, I guess. Stu, final thoughts.
Yeah, my slow play is definitely in the armor and vehicles. It's kind of same thing with the infantry. Once you get comfortable with the infantry and your risk taking, my armor, it's like, okay, I need to kind of be in this area, and I'll drive up there. And if you got a turreted vehicle, it's a lot easier because you can just move the turret at the end. But my non-turreted guns or tanks, you got to make sure you get that one moving point to turn right at the end, all the bullshit. So, but make it halfway there and stop, and see what happens. You don't go the whole way, just make it halfway there just to move those guys, and you have plenty of time. Tanks move faster than everything else in the game, so your infantry can never keep up with them. So if somebody is slow playing with their tanks, just drive them up there. If you don't want to drive past the infantry, guess what? Just move them 4 hexes and stop.
If you're playing early war with French tanks, I think infantry move faster than the tanks.
Yeah, they'll be sprinting past them. Exactly.
Just do armored assault on every move.
Yeah, exactly. So you start an early war, we got like 5 movement points,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
it. Yeah.
and you'll be fine.
Yep. All right,
That's
guys.
hilarious.
Cool. Another one in the books. Episode 10 for next week. Let's call this one closed. Slow play is self-destructive. Aloha. See you next week. Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh, we need
Adios.
explosion. We need explosion. Job's done.
Get to the chopper!
If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you saw, thanks for watching, and let me know how I can do better. See you in the next video.